Good day, gardeners. Here I am. I'm going to be just moving some stuff around. Took out the fairy garden that was for my niece, and I'm going to be rearranging this area here. The main feature in this area is a hardy hibiscus, also known as rose mallow. I have starry night, but in my zone, in zone 4 USD or 5 Canadian, we're too cold, and hardy hibiscus starts just really late. It needs a lot of heat for it to grow up, and then it blooms late in the summer. So this spot looks really empty until this huge hibiscus shrub forms. And before, I had a climbing rose behind it, but it was never thriving, and it eventually died this spring. And so I took it out, and I put some irises back there, and there's some, phlox on either side, but there was nothing really to replace where the rose was. And I need something that blooms in, spring, early summer. And then I cut it back, and just about that time I cut it back is when the hibiscus would really start to fill out the space. So I went and bought some more of the salvia. Pink profusion salvia and white profusion salvia. Okay, so I have 2 pinks and 1 white, and right now I'm just cutting down the pink, even though I know there's still blooms and everything. But once you move a perennial, it's sometimes best to cut off the blooms so it puts all its energy into reforming roots, and just putting the energy into that. So I'll be moving that over with the other ones right behind the hibiscus. In front of the hibiscus, I moved the Asiatic lilies, which were originally supposed to act as the show before the hibiscus grows, but it just never seemed to be enough sun maybe for an Asiatic lily, because it just never spread enough, and I still only have like 4 scraggly stems. So I kept them because, I don't know, might as well. And then I'm putting the salvia into the ground now. Then I decided that the spot where I took out the pink salvia, I just needed something there that was a little bit shorter and not overwhelming the penstemon. So I grabbed some variegated leaf irises that I said I wasn't going to split just in the video from yesterday. And I split it anyways because I actually went to the store first, okay? I went to the store first to see if there were any variegated irises, and there are none at multiple stores. So only my sister has a bunch of these, and I have to go all the way to her place out of town to go get some more, okay? So I split the ones that I had. I took 3 and I brought them over, and I think they look really great. They have a really good contrast with all of the other leaf textures in that area, like that small green leaf. Now this is like a nice wide, flat, tall kind of, I don't know, design. So I think that looks great. All right, yeah, watering everything down, and then gonna be going on to the next project in the front yard. Now I'm in the front bed, and I'm just replacing a lentil rose, also known as a hellebore, for the one that died in that exact same spot. It's the exact same variety. I found it at the organic garden center, and it was extremely expensive. Hellebores are like $60 in our area, Canadian. That's crazy. So this one better not die or else, well, I'm just not going to replace it. So this is its last chance. I'm not sure why the other one died. We did have a terrible winter, and this is on the corner. Maybe, so I don't know, wind, I don't know. But I'm hoping that this one, I mean, the one I originally planted was a little spindly, I found. I got it at the end of the season on sale for $40. And they were all a little like root bound and stuff, but the other 3 survived no problem. This one seems extremely healthy. It's from the fancy store, so I'm planting it deeper. Yeah, so I was like, oh no, maybe it wasn't planted deep enough, because I find that the soil in the heat and the cold like expands and retracts. I don't know it, but basically I find that sometimes our plants heave out of the soil. And so I'm just like planting it deeper than I normally would because of the heaving I've been finding with a lot of my perennials after our crazy hot, cold spring. So the reason why hellebores are so expensive is because they are the first flowers. They're kind of like a winter flower, and they bloom even in snow at times. And maybe, I mean, this is me guessing why they're so expensive, because they're not the most beautiful of flowers. Right now, this isn't even flowering, right? This is the outside of the petals, which are actually just a special word I don't know. That is like the leaf around the petals. But yeah, they also turn down, so not too fancy, but they're first to bloom, so that's kind of cool. Okay, up here, the pansies they're still doing really great, even in this crazy 30 plus Celsius heat, but it's time to change them out for something that trails and something that's a bit taller. I am going to keep them, so I'm trying to get the root ball out of here, because I'm going to be planting them throughout my other spaces that, you know, tend to have a dead spot for whatever reason, so I'll keep them. So now what I'm planting is what I've been doing the last couple of years, is putting in some coleus. I have one in the center that's green and two on either side that's red. And then I bring out some begonias, and this time I chose red. Last year I had orange. And I'm just going to place 2 on each side of the coleus and stagger them. Now I'm adding some sweet potato vines. So I've got the green one in the middle and then 2 purple ones on either side. And they'll trail down probably right into the limelight hydrangeas, and it'll kind of cascade all pretty like. And I choose these colors because I find it matches the brick and my heucheras really nicely from the front, and I'll show you guys a picture when I'm all done.